Hey guys, it's great to see you all. Another day. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you all had a really good day. Not sure what it looked like for you, whether you were in the hospital, whether you were in the clinic, whether you were off, whether your nursing job takes you outside of the hospital altogether. It's good to see you guys again. I figured, I'll tell you about a little bit about this picture over here to the right, since it's just front and center this evening. Sorry, guys, give me one sec. I just wanted to get my hair out of the way. Here we go. All right. Figured I wasn't going to stop and restart the video, just keep it moving. So, yeah, this guy over here. Let's see, I have affectionately named this painting. Uh, Hope Arises. I know, right? It seemed kind of off the top of my head, but I promise you it's not. So I got that painting several years ago. I was in Liberia as part of a medical mission. And at that time, I was put in charge of setting up the triage area. At that time, we had a couple of physicians who went along. We had an eye doctor, an ophthalmologist. We had a dentist that went along. There were some nurses. And our goal was to see as many patients as we could. Luckily, we had partnered with some nonprofits here in the US that allowed us to take medications with us to give to the people of Liberia as long as we promised not to sell the medication. So, of course, forms were signed and all that was taken care of, and we was able to take a lot of great medication with us to be able to help the people of Liberia. Um, I had to create intake forms, and thankfully, being one of several nurses, we were able to kind of put our heads together in terms of what it is we wanted to do in terms of our plan, and getting everything together in terms of different triage areas so we can execute. And based on how many patients we had come in each day, we would be able to get them squared away. I will say by the time we finished coordinating and got ready for our first day of clinic, we had people from the local area lined up from like 4 o'clock in the morning to be able to see a provider, because many of them just did not have the means nor the opportunity to see a provider, especially a provider from the States. So that was a big deal to them. And I will say they were such gracious people. They weren't looking necessarily for a handout, but they were looking for ways to keep themselves healthy and find out things they could do to be able to help themselves along and caring for themselves and their own health. So that was a really great thing to see. So I mean, we were working. We had it set up like clockwork. We would triage everyone, find out primary concerns, get health history, and move them along through the areas where vitals were taken. They were then sent to the appropriate provider who was there to be able to help along. And then from there to the pharmacy, because we did have, even though we had the medications there, we had a pharmacist who came along with us as well. I mean, it was great team that went along. So it just so happens that I think we took care of people. I would say it had to be at least 10 days, at least 10 days. And we were seeing upwards of 200 to 300 people a day. 200 to 300 people a day. So I can say by the time we left in the evening, we were exhausted. But it was great though, because we knew what to ask for ahead of time before we left to go over there. So we know that people need glasses. So we would ask everyone we knew, when next time you go to the pharmacy, next time you go to Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, whatever it is, pick up a couple of pair of reading glasses. Doesn't matter the prescription, just get the reading glasses for us. And we had duffel bags full of reading glasses. We had duffel bags full of medication. And the funniest thing is, I think everyone in whatever respective hospital they worked at, when we told them what it is we were going to be doing, they're like, oh, here's a little this, and give us a box of gloves, and gives us this, and give us that, and all these things to be able to take along with us that went a long way. So at the end of each evening, we would debrief back at the hotel. I think that was my first mission abroad. So just being there and knowing, don't drink the water, don't get ice, don't eat fresh salad because your salad can be washed in the water, and then brush your teeth with bottled water. It was quite a learning curve, but I promise you, if you ever get sick one time, that's all it'll take. No one will have to remind you again. I remember I made that mistake one day. We had finished working in the clinic and going back to my room. I figured, okay, I'll order what would be considered room service. The staff who would take care of our food during the day would just bring food to our room if we wanted it. I had a really nice room at the time, and I said, okay, I'll get some samosas. Got some samosas, little pocket filled, looked like little pastry, puff pastry filled with vegetables, sometimes with meat. I think I had gotten potatoes, samosas, whatever it was. It had like potatoes and it was curry and all this stuff in there. And it came along with that. I got some juice and didn't even realize they'd given me a small salad on the side. So I'm in my room, I'm typing, I'm eating, typing, eating, typing, and before I knew it, I had taken a bite of the salad. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I didn't even catch myself, swallowed the salad and everything. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't have that much of it. I should be fine. Let me tell you, that salad found its way out. And I promise you, I was sick for about 4 to 5 days. Whatever I would eat, I couldn't even have breakfast. I was so angry because you eat your breakfast because you know you're going to be in the clinic all day. You're not really going to have a chance to stop and eat. So usually we eat in the morning. We wouldn't eat until we got back in the afternoon or evening after seeing all the patients. I couldn't even afford to eat during the day because the first day I ate breakfast, after I had the salad, the first day I ate breakfast, 15 minutes later, I was running into the bathroom. I was like, shoot. So if that was going to happen, I couldn't even risk having breakfast in the morning. It's all right. I just have to wait until I get back in the evening. So that was just like a one mealer for me then. And when I tell you the food was good, food was so good. The pineapple, sweet, papaya, everything we had was so good. That's why I tell you, I promise you, you get sick one time, you never have to worry about getting sick again because you remember what that feels like. But of course, I brought along with me Pepto-Bismol, Imodium AD. These things were no match for whatever that was tearing up my belly. It was doing a piece of work. But I was like, okay then, don't have to worry about that again. But just so happens, like I was saying, with this particular picture, the hotel we stayed at had artwork all over the hotel, and it was artwork by local artists, which I thought was an amazing idea. That was so smart that you could see what the local artists were doing. And I used to pass this picture every day. It was in the hall leading to my room. I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, that's such a nice painting. And then the next day I would come back and look at it again. I'm like, that is a really nice painting. And I don't know how I found out, but then one day I overheard the people at the front desk clerk saying, "Oh yeah, all the artwork that you see here is for sale. Like, this is how we allow our local artists to be seen by those who are coming and who are staying here." I said, say less. I was like, listen, I want to buy that one. It was like, okay, we'll find out how much it is. It was not expensive. And what they did was they took it out of the frame that was there and I rolled the canvas, set it up in my bag, and brought it back. Now, once I got back home, I went to um, an artist shop and had them take a look at the coloring, and they showed me the different frames they had and the different types of wood. And I didn't want to get anything that would take away from the painting itself. So, one was a nice brown wood frame. And of course, based on the colors, I was like, okay, I'm gonna paint my room, the room a color that would highlight the photo itself. Now, I'm pretty sure I probably could have come up with another color, but this was the one that I liked and that worked for me. But I love that painting. It just reminds me of a young boy that sees so much hope and promise and what could be. And the way the light is shining on him, it reminds me of like the dawning of a new day. No matter what could have happened before, things can get better and things will be better. So I always love it. Love to take a look at it. It brings me so much joy to see. And I love it because I always, like I mentioned in my other video, I always try to make sure I bring something back from my travels, especially when it's mission work, because it just takes me back to the experience itself. And usually the experiences itself means so much. It's just good to have another wonderful reminder of the good times spent with really good people that were there for a common mission, common goal, and it was always to help others. So I will say there'll be other days where you'll be able to see more. And I think I have a pretty nice collection. And I will say the collection is not over yet. There's still more to collect, there's more to see, there's more people to help, there's more joy to spread, more encouragement to give. And I'm hoping that one day soon we'll do it together. I am all about the mission work, and I believe that you can give of your time and of yourself to others and still have some of that for yourself. Boundaries. Again, it's always all about the boundaries, but there's so much joy that comes in being able to give back. If you haven't had a chance to be a part of a mission before, I would encourage it. It's a great way to see the world, but it's a great way to see and learn of other cultures and other people's perspectives, and knowing that your way and the way you do things is not the only way. And that sometimes there are things that are great that we have that's man made, but it's amazing to see what people do when they tap into what Mother Earth provides. And it's so much bounty, so much to be reaped from the lands that we call home. So I think I'm going to wrap it up with that for this evening. I will say I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Take care. Have a great night. Be well and continue to be the best nurse I know you are. All right, guys. Until next time.